So I went to record, and I was rudely interrupted by a phone call, an unsolicited phone call. So guess what? Theme song, then we are gonna make a phone call. Be right back.
Nate is a product of the way he was raised, and now he's trying to make a change. He'll air his personal journey for you to dissect. He's the open-faced sandwich of emotional wrecks. The Nate Project. The Nate Project. The Nate Project. The Nate Project.
All right. Let's just call them back right now. You ready for this? Let's do this. Phone speaker.
Thanks for calling. The survey you were called for is now finished. If you would like to be removed from our list for future calls, please press 9.
Damn it. Damn it, I wanted to talk to that one. This is the thing. I get these constantly now. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's everyone. I don't know if this is something that happens to everyone. It drives me absolutely, because I go from absolute just mellow, totally, damn near a nerd in my day-to-day life. When I have a moment to myself, I'm damn. Hi everybody, it's the Nate Project. Sorry, I flew into a rage. I don't fly into rages very often, but I'm prone to flights of not fancy. What's a word that isn't fancy that means rage? Okay, that's rage. I might be slightly prone to some rage things, but in my days off, the regular days when I have nothing to do, when it's just me, kind of dicking around doing nothing, I'm damn near inert. Like for real, I don't have contact with anybody, and it's how I've come to like existing, and I don't even know that it is existing. Maybe it's bad. Maybe that's something I need to talk about, my levels of communication and how it should be better, I guess. Or am I really that bad? Is it really that bad to be damn near incommunicative? Because I feel oftentimes it gets the message across that I'm cool, whatever. But for the most part, in my regular time, I'm very very mellow about things. And I'm just having a day here, setting up to record, and my phone rings incessantly, and I send it immediately to voicemail or whatever. I don't even know if I have voicemail set up. Probably don't, which might be why they call back. But they call back like 4 times, and this is the thing. Even at the computer, I don't have enough time to get it done. I like to, before I answer a number I don't recognize, I'm going to Google it to see what pops up, what sort of madness is associated with this number, and damn near every time it's going to be either going to be we got no records of this, or it's going to be these assholes keep calling me. It's a spoof number, and it's for a survey that, like you heard in the thing, is like a survey. The survey expired. I'm calling. I should just keep calling them back because they call me like every day, but it's from a different number, and I get it 3 to 4 times a day. And I'm horribly incommunicative, and I'm constantly seeing numbers pop up on my phone that I don't recognize, I don't know, and it doesn't help to block them or anything because they just keep coming. I don't know where my phone number got put on a list, but you know what? I kind of enjoy this feeling because I'm up and moving around the room. I have energy now. I'm manic, if anything, but I like to take that number and do my best to Google it and research it before I answer it. I try to get the search in before the number goes away, because if I know it's a scammer, I'm going to pick up and I'm going to have a conversation with them. I'm going to waste my time. My favorite thing, because they're looking for usually 2 things. They're not even subtle about it anymore. I mean, it used to be like, and they get you stuck on phone list and you're stuck there forever, and they can call and try to actually sell you products. They don't try to sell you products anymore. They look for 2 things. They hope you're elderly. They hope you're confused. They hope you don't understand how these things are important. But they look for your social security number and they look for credit card numbers, and that's fine. That's what they're doing. And I don't know what the hell they're going to do with them. But of course, it's going to be something nefarious. Nobody ever takes your social security number and uses it for a good thing. I like getting those calls, and when I know that it's a scammer, and I know they're specifically looking for that, I like to answer it, and I give them, let's say if it's a credit card number, standard, not American. First of all, I like to lie to them and tell them that it's an American Express, because nobody knows how many numbers on American Express. Like American Express is like, I don't know, like a bunch, because they have like the little. Have you ever seen American Express? Google an American Express card and don't steal an American Express card. Just look at one. If somebody you know has an American Express card, it's usually like weirdly hoity-toity and or old people have an American Express card. And the old catchphrase was "Don't leave home without it," but no, it's you're in an old folks' home with it. That's about it. It's got like a little 2 numbers in the middle, and then like it has an area where it's 5. And even if you read in the proper rhythm to a scammer, they'll be like, hold on. Not that I've given away a proper American Express number to. I have given out a American Express gift card thing. I told him it was American Express because it would come up as an American Express card, but there's nothing on it. It was like a one-time gift card thing that I got from work. It's like, here you go. You have fun with that. But there's a series of 5 numbers on there. Like there's like 4 and like 3 and then 2 and then 5. And then it's goddamn madness. So when you say those numbers to somebody, they immediately freak out because they're used to the simple order of ba 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 ba, like that, just like that. 4 4 4 and 4. Even as long as they're segments of 4, it's fine. As soon as you throw a 2 in there, the immediate reaction that you always get is the condescending. Like, I can handle 4 numbers. I'm an adult. I'm not writing this down. I'm not chiseling it into stone. I'm typing it. Blip, blip. And I'm caught up with... Blip, blip. I'm caught up with you. We're on the same page here. We're on the same card, if you will. So you give them the 2 and you get the condescending. Then you give them the 5 and it just blows their mind. They're done at that point. Because they're used to the 16. Everybody's used to the 16. Every other credit card company. I don't know what the hell is wrong with American Express, but you know what? They're different. I like different. Good for them. And thank you for giving me a tool to, I don't know, be a tool. Tools helping tools. The Nate Project. Other thing is, as far as the rhythm of numbers and proper delivery of things, phone numbers. I used to have a phone. Damn, I can't give out my old phone number. First of all, it's not my phone number anymore, and I can't. I can't. I'm sure it belongs to somebody, but it used to be the area code. Standard American telephone number. Area code's 3 digits. Nobody says the 1 anymore. The country access number. I guess we don't need it. I guess the phones are smart. That's what the smart and smartphone is. They figured out what country you're in. They know. They're on to us. The first 3 numbers are going to be the area code, and then you have 3 numbers, and then a series of 4 numbers. Ba 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 ba. Even that was a fairly rapid fire succession. They'd be able to get that tap 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 tap. Fine, fantastic. Again, it's fun to play with the condescending thing. You give them the 3, and then you just give them 2, because you're immediately judging them and saying you can't handle 4 numbers. I'm gonna give you 2. You did good at the 3. You're barely holding on. Let's back it off a little bit. Make sure you can hang before I give those last 2. Here they are. Boom. That's enough. My phone number before was area code. Area code's the area code. It's fine. Tell that I can give out an area code. I'm pretty sure you can't narrow that much more than that. 757. So you have babu bop. That's the motion of the number. Babu bop. Because I never memorize numbers by numbers unless it's something interesting. I usually remember them by shape. So dial shape and or just movement along a number line that goes from. For real, if there was a Rolodex in my head, it's got circus music. There's a calliope playing in the background. How I remember anything is beyond me. Actually, it's not beyond me. It's only within my grasp. It's beyond everyone else. That's not saying that mine is great. It's just it's wonky. It's like that car you had that only you could start. You could get the window down, but you're gonna need help getting it back up, so you don't know not to put it down. So somebody else can put it down, but it's gonna slam down. Being a little too descriptive. That car's still out front. But my phone number, 757 area code. So bop bop. That's a nice segment in and of itself. Bop bop. good to go. Now what it was, from the set of 3 numbers, I got to do it backwards. From the set of 3 numbers to the set of 4 numbers, I had the first 2 digits were the same digit. The 3rd and the 4th digit were the same number. And the 6th and 7th digits were the same number. So I got 3 sets of double numbers in there, 2 different ones each time. Ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba. And I would give out my phone number in that rhythm. So 757, ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Or ba-ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. And people were so pissed off about it. But they didn't know why they were pissed, but they're used to the regular order. Once you shake up anything, it messes with people's minds. They have such a delicate construct of what is normal, what is acceptable, and as soon as you just give it a little jostle, they lose their mind. They lose their mind, and I like doing that because I prefer the fringe of things. I like to poke things. I like to kick a hornet's nest, not in any sort of weird Norwegian movie. Was that movie Norwegian? Doesn't matter. Scandinavian of some sort, where she had a tattoo. I don't know what it was. Probably a dragon. So that's the other thing I like to do with the phone scammers is give them the number in the wrong order, or give them, because they'll usually be typing into a template, and they lose their damn mind if it doesn't fit, because they'll get the first 3, they'll get the second 3, and then they'll get another 3, and they want that last one, and they lose their mind. And that's when I always act like I'm distracted, but not like distracted from them. It's a serious issue, and I'm giving you my entire psychology on how to deal with these calls and have fun doing it. They ask for the phone number, you give a bop 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 bop. They're waiting for that final digit. At which point you're like, hey! Yeah! And you go, hold on a second, man, I'm sorry, I'm real sorry. Make sure to apologize. You want to be on their side. You want to be on their side and do the apology. And I'm sorry, hold on, I got to deal with this very quick. Somebody's at the door. Dog's knocking at the door. The dog is knocking. He's balling up his fist, and he's knocking at the door. I've got to go. Oh, look, they called again. But you go away, and then you come back, and you act like nothing happened. Your responsibility isn't to give that final number. You've returned. Let's get this work done. You let them bring up that they still need that number, because usually they can't go on without getting that number first, or any series of numbers. So I also like to do, if they ask for a phone number, I say, can I give you my social security number instead? Or if they ask for a social security number, how about I've got a bank number here. Will that work? Offer them anything except what they're looking for, and it blows their mind. They're going through a template. They're used to calling an old person and threatening them, and then getting what they want out of it. It's so much fun if you do it right. But I'm so afraid of actual communicating with actual individuals that this is terrible. I don't even view them as individuals. I don't even view them as human. This is entertainment for me. I'm going to get to my day. And it gets me manic. It gets me upset in a weird way, but not upset in like, I'm so angry, but in an upset like, I've got to move around this room. I'm going to get up now. No, I'm not going to get up, because then you're going to see my belly. Nobody wants to see that. I'm covered. Look, I got a jacket on. It's great. I'm just mad now. I'm not good with having even a conversation anymore. This is why I love this show. This is why I love this opportunity, because I can just babble on with what's in my head, and I can just spurt it out there, and that's terrible. Here, tune into the Nate Project. Allow me to spurt at you. Great. Now, I like being able to the almost unobstructed free flow of thought, and with just pinpoints that I want to go to. I enjoy that, because when it comes to interpersonal relationships, I'm immediately thrown off my game. I have tons of thoughts, tons of free-flowing things that are going to go to and fro, but usually double back and get to the point I was trying to make. As soon as I enter into a conversation, there's so much more that gets added to it, and I'm out of myself, and I don't know how to participate, and I don't know how to effectively communicate what I'm thinking, because I'm so worried about the how to talk that I'm missing out on the what to talk. So I end up almost going through the motions of the conversation. This is really hard for me. And there's many times where I try to execute a conversation instead of have a conversation. It's like, what am I supposed to do now? I'm supposed to be listening. But me going in my head saying, this is when you're supposed to be listening now. Me having to go through that checklist, I've missed what's been said. Totally gone. I was like, eye contact is kind of important. You don't want to exert dominance, though. So it's not like you don't want to look down. And look, so you stare at the bridge of the nose and just stare. But don't stare too hard, because then you're weird. And so, you know what? At which point I'm missing the conversation, too. And I have such a hard time just being human. The entire genesis of what this show is, I don't know how the hell to be human. So maybe if I talk it out, it'll get better. But man, I can't just hold a conversation. And it takes a long time for me to warm up to somebody to be able to just talk. And when I do, it's great. Like there's personalities on this station that I can just sit and have a conversation, or better yet, sit and not have a conversation with, and it not be weird. You gotta. Justin, I could sit and talk with him for hours, even if it's about nothing. We got our stupid hashtag WrestlePals show every week. And you know what? I don't even need notes. We can go in and just BS about stuff, and it's great. Justin's great like that. Matt, also on every damn show on radio, free radio, easy to hold a conversation with. Is manic and crazy as well, and it's a joy. And it's taken me a long time to warm up to both of them. It took a long time to warm up to Matt. Matt was basically like, when we first started doing shows, like, no, you're doing this. And I'm not one to go, no. Okay. And then it was forced upon me, and thank you. It was great. I have a human connection, if Matt perchance be human. And, it's just... And same thing with Justin. So it's around long enough, comfortable long enough, that eventually the pretenses melt away and you get to be a human for a while. And that's how I usually operate with the vast majority of people. Is I'm around you long enough that I want to say get out of my head, but I get out of my BS and I get back into my head. And it takes a long time. And even if I've known you and have conversations with you, if any appreciable length of time passes, I'm absolutely done for. I don't know how to come back and go, oh, hey, man, how you been? How was that thing you were doing? How was that family? How's that life going? And I'm just gone at that point. I don't know how to. I don't know how to have a conversation, and small talk is just beyond me. I'd rather fake an injury and like blow out a knee. I'd rather blow out a knee for real than have to engage in like small talk. And I actually have like a company Christmas party for the day good coming up, and I'd rather go to jury duty. I'd rather sit in judgment of another man's life and actions than go there and be, I guess, have my life and actions judged. But it's hard for me, and I know that the only way to get better at it is to do it more often. So the Nate Project is my training wheels for conversation. This is me being able to almost extemporaneously talk about what is bothering me, what I need to work on, and what I need to... See? Terrible at this. But it brings me to another thing. Coming up, I was through school and through college. I was a saxophonist. I was okay. I was pretty good. I was okay, but I was always just horribly jealous of all of the guys that could just, oh, he's got a good ear. Oh, he can just play, and this is the worst thing that anybody could have ever said to me back then, and even now it still makes me go, hey, let's jam. Again, ACL, MCL, whatever will get me the hell out of that situation at that point. The idea of, hey, we'll just take out our instruments and just, play. I don't know what, because I approach everything, conversation wise, and even performance wise back then. I approach everything so super analytically that I lose a level of the creativity. But I have the ability to be creative, but it gets so jammed up on analytical that I let that get in the way, and I let that hinder me from it. And I remember very distinctly, one, two, three, three different times where it was a, hey, let's jam situation, where it was just like, this is the worst thing. And that wasn't the worst thing ever. One was like some dude, I don't know, kind of rich family had like a broom above a garage, but it was all like tricked out like a den type thing, and he was like having a bunch of people from the weird arts school thing that I went to in high school. It wasn't fame. I didn't show my breasts to anybody on a camcorder that you know of. That video isn't out yet. You have, but having everybody over to just jam, and man, I'd rather get a girl or two there and some dudes and trying to make friends and stuff, and it was torturous. And then the ride home was just that much longer because it was all like the edge of nowhere, and then I had to come back with the I'm a hunk of garbage. This is great. I'm a bad person, and I'm not a good jammer. Another one was I got a somebody recommended me for a gig playing with like this beach music type group. It was like fresh out of high school, and I think they wanted him, but he couldn't do it. So he was like, "How about this guy?" And so they called me up, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Now nowadays, I would ignore the opportunity and run and hide, or insulate myself enough that I would never get the initial communication. That's my problem. I insulate it, and that I feel that alleviates me of the responsibility of effectively communicating. There's the problem. See, I told you to get around to what the issue is. For that gig, I couldn't disappoint the guy that recommended me, and it was a heck of an opportunity. It was some wacky stuff. So I go there, and it was a let's jam situation, and it was like, dude, if you could give me a sheet with some chord changes, that'd be great. Or if you could play some stuff that somebody knows, that'd be great too. Give me something I can jump in on. I'm gonna go over here and hang by the keyboard player. I'm gonna see what the hell he's doing, and I'm gonna try to jump in where I can, and I'm gonna do my best. And it's not gonna be what you want. It's not gonna be good. And then there was the third one. There was the third one. I was a dude that I had known like a long time beforehand. This was one of the worst ones when it was somebody that you knew and was trying to reconnect, and it was also a jam situation. So it was like a convergence of all things that I can't deal with. Actual interpersonal relationships, an appreciable length of time between communicating, making that weird for probably just me, and let's jam. Oh God, oh God, oh the humanity, oh my God. And those stick out like 20 years on. Those stick out as like, well, that's a failure of a human right there. You did a bad job, Nathan. Sorry, Nate, for branding. Whoever you are, you screwed up. It didn't need to be as weird as it was. You made it weird, and you did a bad job. Well done. But that gets me to something I need to do now. The talk and thoughts of jamming came up because for the first time in many, many years, I've broken out some of my instruments. It's a tenor saxophone, alto saxophone. Again, like I said, I was serviceable. I was okay. I was a guy that would rather read a lead sheet, or even if I had a fake book, or you give me some chord changes written down. You know what? I could be okay, not good, okay. The average person that doesn't play would be like, yeah, that's fun. But somebody that really played would be like, all right, him, really? All right. So I've busted those out mostly for the kid here to check him out, which is really cool to set up these instruments on a stand. He comes over and presses the buttons, and it's so cool. And think about being a 4 or 5-year-old, and like you get to touch a saxophone. That's some complicated machinery, and it's really cool. I mean, that's like the clean version of, hey, come here and help me work on the car. This is, and he's just pressing the buttons and watching where the bars go, what turns, what levers go, and it's like, it's really cool that I could do that for him. And then it was like the curiosity for me too. It's like, can I still play? It's like, wow. It's amazing what muscles you lose, what you remember, and what like muscle memory you lose when you don't do something for a long time. I haven't ridden a bike in, I don't know, probably 15, 20 years. If I got on one, I could probably ride a bike, but it's not going to be pleasant at first. It's going to be really weird until I get adjusted back to it. It's not going to be anywhere near what it was. And that was another thing about me avoiding picking up the instruments for so many years was how long and how much work would it take me to just get back to what I was, to where I was? A lot. Is it worth it for something that you're not currently using, not actively using, not going to use, to put that effort into it, to get it back to just where it was? Not even improve, not even be better, just to where it was. And there's parts of me that say, yeah, it'll be fun. But there's other parts of me that go like, how, when, you're too old, you can't do this anymore. That defeatist nature is it's a lot more prevalent than it used to be. Hopes and dreams dashed and washed away. So I'm looking at the instruments, and there's something communication-wise I've not been able to do, and it's something I'd really like to be able to do, but I have just not been able to do this because this is the weirdest, awkwardest pending thing I have going. I've got other things like, why the hell am I being charged interest on my student loan that I paid off and getting a bill for it? That's not hard. I can make that call. It'll be okay. I won't like it, but I can make that call and get that issue resolved. This issue is different. When I was in high school, and we're talking like 20 years ago at this point, not quite 20. Graduated, what, 18, 19? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Long time gone. I had a third saxophone. I had the alto first. Second major saxophone that I got was a soprano saxophone. This is after Kenny G had come out. So everyone was like, oh, hell, what's that? It's a saxophone, but it's straight. That's weird. Ah. So the novelty was there. And, my grandmother was like, well, gonna, I don't know, let's do some weird gestures for the kids. Happy whatever when it was, and she bought me a very nice soprano saxophone. It wasn't the top of the line, but it's what I needed. It was rugged for good play, good use, and I was very happy with it, very excited by it. I'm hoping is still a very good instrument. That gets us to the situation. A couple years after I graduated from high school, while I was in high school, I took private lessons with a very well respected, very, very high end teacher in the area. He made me as good as I was, and had I applied more, I could have been really, really damn good. But, I guess I kind of took it for granted. It's something a lot of people do with a lot of opportunities in life, but they don't often acknowledge it. It's like you kind of take it for granted, and then it just kind of disappears. And could have been amazing. Could have ridden saxophone playing into scholarships. I actually got offered a couple scholarships, and had I pursued them, who knows? I could have been going to school in I had one in Louisiana and one in Pittsburgh. They were both after me, offering me money, and I just let them go because I let the opportunity come and go. But I had the teacher, really good, very well respected. I don't know if nationally known, but at least regionally known. Very good dude. And after high school, I went to pursue a music education degree, so we had your own private instruction through that. So I stopped taking lessons with him, but still very, very amicable. It was very weird. I was dreading like all through high school. I was like, how are we going to stop this? Do I just keep going until I'm what if us passes on, or I don't know how the relationship works. Can we still be friends without me taking lessons? Yes, it turns out yes. It's a very good dude. So I go into college, and he contacts me one time, and friendly and personal enough. This is back when I was a little more human than I am right now. And he asked me if he could borrow my soprano because he's a clarinetist. He asked me if he could borrow my soprano because he taught saxophone as well. And he's very good. He's an accomplished woodwind player. He's an amazing dude. I can't say enough good things about him. And he's he's an adult that hit me, and he was right to. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't mean spirit. He knew what I needed to get me out of my head. He did more to help me with head work than with horn work, and never never thanked him enough for that. So he calls and asks if he can borrow my soprano, so because he's gonna play a gig somewhere for something, and he's looking to use it. And I'm like, ah, yeah, it's just kind of sitting here. It's not a big deal. I'm playing the alto mostly and a little bit of the tenor. I don't really get around to the soprano much. I can definitely afford to part with it for a week to give it for a month. When I need it, I get it back from him. Not a big deal because it wasn't, and I trusted him with it. He believe me, probably took better care of it than I would. So then, time goes on. It's a couple weeks, a couple months. I still am not in a hurry, but I know where it is, and I know where his house is, man. I went there for years. I could just drop by, pick it up. It wouldn't be a deal. Give him a call, say, hey, you planning to use this weekend? You okay if I get it back? And even if it was an issue, he would have said, of course, and thank you, and would have thanked me for it. I let that go, though, and it became like a year, and then it became a couple years. And then we were still, run into each other because we were running well, he ran in much bigger circles than I did, but occasionally his circle would overlap with my little circle, and it had even come up a couple times. It was like, oh, it's no big deal. I'm not in a rush to get it back. Hey, when I need it, I'll get in touch with you. You get some use out of it. You do it more with it than I am. And then he died. And it wasn't like super super sudden or anything, but it was like it was uh, it was prostate cancer, and it was like real bad. And it snuck up real quick, and it's like, damn it. And it was because he was a good dude, and he meant a lot to a lot of people, especially me. And I do not let a lot of people in. Anybody that I do let in, out of focus there. Hello, there we go. The people that I do let in, I take them and I take them very seriously. It's very. I know it's kind of hack to say it's personal to me because it's what it is. That's being personal. It is. It's more than that. If you're a friend, if you're in my life, you went through some hellacious hoops that you may not even know about. There's a lot of weird checks and gates that you got through my head in order for me to get to know you and be open with you. But he had prostate cancer, and it was very quick, and he deteriorated very quickly, and then he died. And we had the wake. You go there, it's like you don't even recognize the dude. It's like, God, man, it's just brutal how quick it is. To see somebody who's like vibrant and charismatic as all hell, and just an amazing dude, to just be wasted away and just gone. It's crazy. So it's weird. It was actually one of the first real instances of death that I kind of went through, and it helped when it went through with my mom, which is just good. I was more prepared for when my mom went, which was weirder. I took my mom passing a lot easier than I took this friend teacher passing, just because I was a bit more able to deal with it. But anyway, that's another time. Not a death show today. He passes on, and it's uncouth, I think, or I at least thought then, to approach his widow, somebody that I knew cordially, never really talked to, never really had occasion to hang out with, didn't know much motivations, hopes, and dreams. It's just kind of, there she is, and here I was, and that was about it. So I didn't have that approachable of a relationship that I could just go, so, can I get my horn back, please? So I didn't. And now it's been, I could pull up an exact date, but it's been over a decade. It's probably been close to like 15 years. And the longer it goes, the weirder it goes. It could even be a situation where she might have passed on by this point because they were older. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't kept in touch because I drift away and I ghost. Some people call that ghosting, where you just kind of drop off the face of the planet. I have a habit of doing that. I've been doing it long before there was a term for it. It's just how I deal. Unless somebody's actively pursuing me for relationship, I let it go because I don't feel I don't value myself enough to foster those relationships. And again, I don't know if it's laziness or what, but it doesn't matter. I'm to a point now where I'm looking at my instruments that I have out, and it's like, damn it, I really wish I had that horn here. And I've been thinking about how do you contact somebody that you haven't had any sort of relationship with for 10, 15 years. Because this played out in my head as though it's going to be some sort of weird movie setup, because this is how it feels. It feels like it's been 15 years. Your husband had something of mine, and I'm back for it. So it's like, I feel ominous. There's no way to cordially go, hey, remember your husband? Yeah, he had my stuff like a dozen so years ago. I'm here for it. Hi, how are you? How have things been? And then now I think I could get over that and get over myself and get on with that and take care of that. But I don't know if she knew, that was my instrument or whatnot. How do you go? You say, hey, that $2,000 of equipment is mine. It's mine that your husband had. I'd like it back. Can I have that, please? Where's it at? She might have sold the thing. She may have given it away. It could have gone to the kids. Like I said, she may have even passed on by this point, and it could have been handed to the kids, and they could have it with one of their kids. Could have it in a band class like right now. Well, not right now. It's a little late in the day for that. But I don't know. I have no idea. This one has spun so far out of control that I don't know that there's any coming back. And can I get over myself and wade through this odd situation enough to get back something that is remarkably valuable, A, and B, I really want. And C, I have an emotional attachment to it too, because that was from my grandmother to me. So I don't know. I've really been thinking hard on that one, because that's something that pops up every 6 months or so. I think about it, and then I don't do anything about it. But I'm at a point where I want to do something about it, but man, I don't know. Even like I said, he was in a much bigger circle, and his circle would interact with my smaller circle. I'm not even part of that smaller circle anymore. I've ghosted from that situation as well. So do I foster back into that small circle who can put me in touch with somebody in that bigger? Man, I don't even know. I have no idea how to approach it. I have no idea how to not be weird about it. So one of two things happens when I get in a corner like that. I either let it go, or I embrace the weirdness and just wade in like, yep, that's a mine. I don't know why I did some sort of weird Italian stereotype for that. I'll say to that. It's cool. It's the one stereotype you're still allowed to make fun of. That's a pizza pie. Shut up. Shut up. But, so there's that. Now, let's talk about a communication issue that I did approach and broach and delve into just last night. Married, kid. I think we have a good. I like to do good by the family. I like to provide as best I can. Pretty compliant and pretty easygoing, and I think we have a fairly respectful relationship. And I think we actually had like an argument last night. And we've had arguments in the past about dumb garbage I've done and money. This is the same with any relationship. Is always going to have these kind of things. There's no way around it. There's just, how do you deal with it? How do you move through it? Do you find solutions together? Do you find solutions independently? How do you reconnoiter, or does that sabotage the entire thing? So I'm damn. What are you? 26. Yeah, I'm 17 plus years into a relationship here, I don't think we've ever really had an argument before. Now, if we had an argument, it's usually something I screw up and I'm apologetic about it, and I make amends and everything's okay. But I had a situation where I felt I may have been in the right. Now, I've had these situations in all interactions I've had before, and everybody I've known. I've had some sort of situation where I feel I'm right, and I usually just let it go. Because the vast majority of time, when it comes to arguing something out, if you have the argument, even if you win the argument based on, yeah, points, technique, and numbers of pinfalls, you don't win. Sometimes you win big. You prove your point. You make your stand, and your stand is valid, and what you say is valid, and it resonates, and you're right, and you're undeniably correct. You're proven to be so. That's when you lose the hardest. And I've been very good, more often than not, I feel, about judging when a situation is more appropriate to either A, not force the issue. Again, I don't know if that's me being lazy, not want to be confrontational, or just acquiescing for the sake of knowing that even if you win, you're not going to win. It's not going to be a good situation after that. Yeah? Scorched earth, and then you realize, oh shit, crops ain't growing. Yeah. So we had a situation last night where I actually made a statement, stood up for myself. And I don't even want to go into what it was. I feel I was right. She feels she was right. And we had a conflict over that. And tried to usually I try to make it as amicable as possible if I have some sort of disagreement. If I have a situation where I need to stand up for myself. And it's something I can't either tolerate or completely avoid and cut out. This is an everyday living situation here. It's a relationship. I'm not going to ghost out on it. I can't walk away from it. If something's bothering me, I'm either going to have to let it keep bothering me, and not address it, or find a way to address it effectively, and not be the winner who really loses. So I approached about it, and it's a child rearing. You know what? Screw it. There's only so much you can beat around a bush before you lose the meat and potatoes of the bush. Which, by the way, that'd be a weird bush if it's growing meat and potatoes. Potatoes supposed to be in ground. Meat, get all that off of animals. But the meat and potatoes of this bush is about a child rearing type thing. Because my child is a master manipulator. He's amazing. He has skills that you gotta watch some weird political intrigue type movies to get the kind of maneuvers that this kid's pulling off. Master manipulator. He could turn on. I've worked with actors before who could turn on the tears, turn on the faucet, turn on the emotion when they need to, in a drop of a hat. And as soon as you say cut, it's like, whoa, you're back. Hey, what the hell happened right there? It's like, oh, I was acting. I see my kid do this. He can just immediately go to, I'm not getting my way. Okay. Wham! But he means it. And he's heartfelt and there's tears. And he isn't just pretending. He really feels it right up until it finishes serving his purposes. And he shuts it off. Whether that's sociopathic behavior or not, man, I don't know. But I'm impressed and terrified all at the same time. Like if I was in a cage with a tiger. It's like, wow, what a majestic beast. That can probably destroy, probably will destroy me. I'm not going to fight a tiger and win. Unless I have this meat and potatoes bush I've been working on. In which case I might say, never mind. So, the child is a master manipulator, negotiator. And he does the thing that I remember doing as a kid. Where if I ask my dad and he says no, you immediately go to mom and you make a case. Now, you don't say dad said no. You just start over and start fresh. This is a new avenue under which you're approaching this situation. And if she says yes, then it becomes okay. You'll go with that one, and you kind of won't go. You're not going to go rub it in Dad's face at that point, but you go, okay, Mom, I'm doing this, and then that becomes your okay. And, Dad might call you out on it later, but Dad's probably not gonna. It's gonna be like, kid got one by me. Good for him. Good for him. Good for him. I see my kid doing this, where if the wife tells him something, he'll run to me and appeal to me. And my stance on this is always, I don't care how ridiculous it is. What did she say? No. This is kind of a pander off thing because this grows into something else I did as a kid. Whereas, like, if he asks dad, he says, I don't care. Whatever. What's your mom say? And you go to mom, she says, I don't care what your dad say. I always took that as a yes, because it's not an issue. I'm gonna do what I wanted to do. Take that as a no vote, a no vote on the tie vote. I vote yes, Nate. Yes. So I see my kid doing the same behavior, where if it doesn't fly with me, you go to the wife. If it doesn't fly with, or if it initially doesn't fly with her, she'll come to me and try to get it by me. And he's already proposing different arguments. He knows how to plead to each of us. So he'll go to the wife and he'll use crying and he'll throw fits. With me, it becomes attrition. Like he'll either try to wear me down or he'll just do it, but use the letter of what I say as the guidelines. Damn elf on the shelf over there sitting in the stocking. I'm like, don't touch the elf on the shelf because it'll lose its magic. And then it won't be able to travel back to the North Pole and tell Santa about, okay, whatever. I don't touch the elf on the shelf. Elf on the shelf's in the stocking. He takes that as in, can't touch the elf. I'm going to touch the hell out of that stocking. Wibble, 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 wibble until the elf falls down of the stocking. Then I'm like, where the hell's the elf at? To which he's like, hey, it's probably down to that stocking, Dad. You know, he didn't say I couldn't touch. Oh, horrifying. Brilliant, but horrifying. I'm not that well equipped to deal with this situation. I have no defense against this. So, my stance now that I've taken, my hardline stance is, once he goes to mom, I let her be the in-charge kind of one as far as most things. Because like I said earlier, I like to be inert at most times. When she says no, and the fit doesn't work, he comes to me to try to plead his case, present it in a different way. And my immediate reaction is always, no. I heard what she said. I'm going to go check what she said. And as a united front, we're both going to be working together. And we're taking a stand on this. You're not going to pander to me to get one past her. And you're not going to pander to her to get one past me. So we had a situation last night where I was taking the hardline stance. I was being the, I don't want to say disciplinarian, but I was the one charting the course for the evening. And he went and appealed to mom and got away with it and got one over on me. And gave me a dirty little stink eye like, yeah, she said I didn't have to take a bath. And I was just not enraged. I felt a weird level of betrayal. And I was not happy. I had just been openly contradicted. And I like the united front because that immediately puts a stop to the shit. It's like, I'm not going to get one over on either of y'all. Y'all are working together too hard. You guys win. I like that rather than just domineering or full-on disciplinarian. I'd rather be like, no, we've considered your situation and we've made this decision. So I was directly usurped. Now, in her defense, and I will make this defense, she's in the middle of doing finance stuff. She's working. She's distracted from this situation, not to like goof off, play games, or whatever. She's handling business. I'm trying to handle the kid. So she immediately doesn't acquiesce to him, but it's like, what do I have to tell you in order to stop this madness? Okay, that's what you get. Cool. Meanwhile, I come into the situation, it's like, did you just tell him? And then it was like, cool, okay, we can't have this conversation right now. Because again, I don't want to have the any sort of confrontation in front of the kid. If we have an issue, we'll discuss it together, alone. It'll be fun. kid goes off to bed. We go to have the conversation, and whenever I'm forced into a situation that's going to be awkward, it's going to be weird, I immediately try to take any sort of vitriol, any sort of anger out of the situation and present factually the situation and emotionally my stance, but not emotionally in a rage sensitive way, but like a. I don't go for upset. I go more for confusion, befuddlement, which I know has to come off as smarmy ass. So, I'm so confused. I don't understand the situation. I know that when caught and called on can be as frustrating as if I just said, what are you doing? If I just flat out rage approached. The vast majority of people I feel are always ready for that rage approach, and they're ready to rage right back at you. Here's an asshole! Because that gives them the out no matter where factually they fall. No matter what side of the argument they fall on, they get to be right because you got emotional. You yelled, you screamed, you're the dick, you lost. So I tried to approach diplomatically about hey, and I did it wrong. I did it really wrong. I think I came out with when you make a declarative statement, I try to stick by it. And that immediately came off on, you never support my decisions. And then that devolved into, I'm forced to make the decisions. I guess I need to handle all this stuff. It's like, oh God, it spiraled out of control immediately. And I immediately lost control of the situation. But we talked more about it, and I definitely tried to go back to no, there's nothing but love and respect here. I just want us to be a united front. If I'm messing up, this is another good way to approach the situation. If I'm in the wrong, why don't you let me know, and let's work it out together. Meaning that if you're open to any sort of not negotiation, but discussion about it, that'll get you into the door to discuss with them, as well as them into discuss with you. Another approach I like to take. If you have concerns, I want to know, not that you're angry, not that you're upset, I want to know why. And if I can understand that, and I feel it's a reasonable thing, I'll work with you on that. But now we just weren't there, and I had to get to the shows, so it's like, first time in a long time I really remember us having a little bit of a knockdown drag out that didn't end with a 4 or 5 hour conversation that eventually got to the point where we were both so tired that we're like, I don't care either, cool. That's how the arguments usually end. Attrition until exhaustion. It's great. It's actually a good approach. If you're willing to put the time in to argue, it's a way better way than yelling and storming off. Though I got a feeling if I'd yelled and stormed off, it would have been a quicker resolution of the issue. But I don't know. I don't know how to argue. I don't know how to communicate just regularly. I damn sure don't know how to effectively argue. But it was the first time in a long time I feel like I had a leg to stand on, and I tried to take a stand for it. Though not in not using the decorum I would normally try to portray. So it just really felt like a emotional and relationship failure on that front. The fact that I couldn't present my argument effectively, ragelessly, and articulately in a way that would garner some sort of reconciliation. So I don't know. Maybe we'll have the 4 or 5 hour discussion tonight, and we'll just fall asleep. Be like, I don't know why I'm sorry and I forgive you, but cool, man. Damn, can we just stop? But I don't know. I felt I had a valid argument, and I just don't know if I did it well or not. Maybe sometimes you do have to ruffle the feathers. Maybe you do have to yell and scream. Maybe that is the most effective way. I guess I'll report back on that next week. But man, like, time's already flying, and I didn't even get into the other meat and potatoes. That being, I've had too many meat and potatoes. God, diet's a mess. Finances are a mess too. Try selling on eBay, hoping for 600, you get 360. It's like, oh shit, Jesus! I gotta find $140. Oh no. It's beside the point. Another time, another place. I felt those two situations were my main foibles and follies of the week. I'm gonna work on getting better at it. See what I can do. I don't know how. I'm gonna try to get my soprano back, and I'm gonna try to have a conversation without having to fight. All right. Well, hey, I'm here at Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com. If you dig what they're doing, dig what we're doing here. They, like I'm not part of it. Jeez. Patreon.com/Radio Free Radio. Just look at the platform, see what you get here, man. It's crazy. You get tons and tons of hours of live talk and programming each week, and then the rest of the day is full of unsigned local indie music of all genres, and it's some of the most amazing stuff. Even if we were talking about it, even if this platform was just that music, it would be friggin' amazing. But then you have talk on top of it. And hopefully we're entertaining. Hopefully you dig it. Hopefully you like this. Hopefully you like the Nate Project. But if you need to get in touch with me directly, Twitter is usually the best place, as at the Nate Project. Look at that. The Brandon sticking, fellas. The Nate Project. At the Nate Project. I see everything you post. You say something, you direct message me. I do see it. I reread it. But as we've discussed here, I'm a terrible communicator. I want to get back to you. I want to talk to you. I want to let you know how I feel. Sometimes I'm incapable of it. Maybe you'll get a message from me 3-4 months down the road. Who the hell knows? I know I don't. Ah, man. I haven't worked on a sign-off yet. I got to work on a sign-off. Like, if you're not a wrestling fan, you may not get it. But I think I found one that I'm going to work with. This is how I'm going to end every conversation from now on. I love you. I'm sorry. Super kick. Don't get it? Fine, then it's not for you. Maybe I'll throw the link up on the page. Greatest things that ever happened. I love you. I'm sorry. Super kick. Bye, everybody.
Nate is a product of the way he was raised, and now he's trying to make a change. He'll air his personal journey for you to dissect. He's the open-faced sandwich of emotional wrecks. The Nate Project. The Nate Project.